Hi, this is Rachelle at Scrapcraftastic, and I am going to compare composition notebooks. They are not all created equally, so we're going to look at some of the notebooks that I've picked up from different places and see what the differences are and if there are any differences. Most of these are budget-friendly prices. I picked them up during the back to school shopping. So right now is back to school season in the US, and you can find school supplies at discounted prices that you will not be able to purchase these things at other times during the year. Most of the composition notebooks are around 50 cents. And if you wait until after back to school season, once most of the children are back in school, you can actually find them for even less. So last year I've mentioned this several times because it was just a great find. I was able to get composition notebooks from Office Depot for 10 cents. But right now in Office Depot, Target, Walmart, and I don't know where else. We'll talk about the other places, but I know Office Depot, Target, Walmart, and I believe Staples has composition notebooks for 50 cents. Based on what I've researched and found, not necessarily research, but just information I've stumbled upon, the notebooks from Vietnam have better quality paper for people using fountain pens. So I figure if it's better for fountain pens, it won't hurt with a gel pen or even highlighters or, Tombow markers, things like that. But these are the different spines. The spines are usually covered with some type of book tape, and as you can see, they're all different. Most have more of a rounded spine, but some have more of a squared spine. They all seem to be approximately the same size, give or take. That size is 9 3/4 by 7 1/2. So kind of close to a classic size, in the same neighborhood. All right, so this first one that I have is the one that I have from Office Depot. It was made in Vietnam. It has 100 sheets. This is wide rule. They also have college rule, and they're the same price. These covers are not the sturdy, stiff covers. They're kind of floppy. The paper is pretty white. Let me look at the comparison with the others. So yeah, this is among the ones with the whiter paper. I think it's probably a bright white, which I like. There's the information. Hopefully you can see that. Again, this one is 100 sheets. Not all of them are 100. And when it says 100 sheets, that means if you open it to the fold, you'll have 50 sheets on this side and 50 on this side. So basically there's one big sheet and you have 50 of those. But then when you fold it in half, that gives you 50 on this side and 50 on this side. That's what makes the 100 sheets. But in reality, if you multiply by 2, however many sheets you have, you actually have 200 pages front and back. So if you only use one side, then yes, you have 100 pages. If you use both sides, then you have 200. Also, most composition notebooks are stitched. So if you open to the center, you'll see that there is stitching there. If you're using a composition notebook for a junk journal or art journal, usually you would want to take pages out because you're adding layers into the notebook and that's going to make it bulk up. So to eliminate some of that bulk, a lot of times those artists will take pages out. If the paper is super thin, which this isn't too bad, and you're doing creative things, you're adding collage or paint or whatever the case may be, you may want to glue pages together. Some people just glue 2 pages. I think some even go as far as to glue 3 pages. And basically what they do is apply glue all over the page, lay one page on top of the other, like so, and then repeat the process if they're doing 3 pages. You can also, once those pages are glued, add washi tape to the edge to further hold those pages together. Now, things like that, I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know because the paper is thin, even with glue stick, you will get wrinkles and crinkles, and I'm not a fan. I like my paper nice and smooth. I haven't ventured into that world of gluing pages together. We are going to give that a try one day. I'm not sure about removing pages either. We'll see. I'll test all of those things out on the channel. Let me know which one you would like to see me try first. But those are options for composition notebooks. Again, 50 cents. You have a whole art journal, a whole junk journal, or whatever you want to use it for. You could do any combination of things. So if you want to do art journaling and part of it, then turn it into a planner, then do some junk journaling, you can have it all in one. There's no limit. Okay. This one is not the most budget friendly because this one is from Five Below. This is Mead, and I think this is a good brand. It has the nice stiff cover that I like. However, this was a whole $1. It wasn't 50 cents at Five Below. It's $1, but again, it's made by Mead, and it is made in Vietnam. This one has 100 pages. It's a little stiffer because it has that sturdy, heavy-duty cover, but the paper isn't quite white. You see there, it's kind of like an off-white color. This is what the sides look like. The pattern is pretty much the same. It has this big branding piece on the front. I'm just looking to see if there's any other information. The same thing applies. It has the stitched binding, and the paper design is basically the same, I think. Yes. It's just that the paper is not quite white. Okay. So those two are good. This is just not the best deal because it's a whole $1 instead of 50 cents. This one is from Walmart. It's Pen and Gear, 100 sheets, wide rule. Again, we're back to mostly floppy cover. I think the Mead has the best cover of them all. The Office Depot feels a little better, a little more sturdy than the Pen and Gear. 100 sheets. This one has the squared spine. Not sure why. Let's see if we can get to the center and see if it's stitched. Also, I don't know how to describe this, but the spine, the paper is not stitched in the middle of the spine. It's kind of stitched on the back fold, so it's stitched here. So when you open it, you have a little more room in the spine here. I don't know if that would help if you're adding bulk to the notebook. Not sure how that would work. But again, this is wide ruled. The paper seems to be pretty white. I still say that the Office Depot paper is the whitest, but this is whiter than the Mead composition notebook. And let's see, let's find the center. This one is stitched as well. It seems really tight. This one is made in Sri Lanka, so this one's not made in Vietnam. Both of those papers feel fairly slick. This feels much thinner, but it's still slick. This is another Pen and Gear. This one is college ruled 100 sheets, but this one says made in the USA. Both of these are 50 cents at Walmart now during back to school. So now's the time to stock up. Let's see. This is the same with the squared spine pretty much. It's a little off, but it's pretty much squared. Stitched in the center. And this one is kind of the reverse. So it's stitched on this front edge, more on the front edge of the spine. And so you have more of a gap on the spine in the back. I don't know if you can even see that. See the gap there where it's more stitched towards the front. And so this back just kind of folds over it. So that is the Pen and Gear. So Pen and Gear, They have the floppiest covers. Actually, the wide rule has the wider paper. The college rule has more of an off-white color. Let's compare the others again. So this is Office Depot. This is Five Below. These two in the front here are Pen and Gear. This one is the worst value. The value on this one is low. So far the value on the Five Below composition notebook and this one is from Target. The value is low, and I checked the app just to be sure. This one is college rule. I don't think they had wide rule when I was there, but they have it on the app now, and both are 50 cents. However, this one only has 80 sheets. So compared to what you get from Pen and Gear and from Office Depot, Target's is not a great value. You get 20 sheets less. So that's like 40 pages front and back less than you get in the other. And you could tell this is much lighter than the other ones. This one is made in Vietnam, but you're losing sheets. So if that's important to you, then maybe this one isn't the best deal. The cover is pretty sturdy. Again, the Mead cover is the sturdiest so far. This last one here, I don't know how I bent the cover, is from Dollar Tree. Again, this is another one that is not a great value. This is Jot. It's 100 sheets. Everything else is pretty much the same. The cover is floppy-ish. The paper is pretty white. However, it's $1.25. So it doesn't make sense to buy from Dollar Tree unless there's something specific that you like about the Jot composition notebook. It doesn't make sense right now. Later on, when we're out of back to school season, this is probably one of the better deals. This one is made in India. So I can't really speak to the paper quality other than it's white. And we can open these up and look. I think also the Jot has a wider margin area. It appears to have this area is wider than the others. Let's open them up. So we got Target and Jot. It's a little wider, or maybe it's about the same. No, it's about the same. All right. But this is what the lines look like in them. If you want to compare that. It's kind of hard to get all the different ones. This one is really not white paper. Okay. So that's what all the lines look like. Hopefully you can see all of those. I think the best value, if you want the paper from Vietnam, I would stick with, I would say no to Target, no to Dollar Tree, no to Five Below unless you want that extra hard cover. It might be worth it for a whole $1. I keep saying a whole $1. It might be worth it to pay the $1 for this because that cover, that's a good cover. And it's made in Vietnam too. So yeah, made in Vietnam, good cover. Not so bad cover. Office Depot, 50 cents, 100 pages. Walmart, made in the USA. If you're supporting the USA, go with the Walmart. College rule. Then this Pen and Gear. This one is floppy. And it's made in Sri Lanka. So that one's a no. Support the USA. And then this one, I guess Office Depot is the winner. So Target is no. Let's go through one more time. Dollar Tree is no. Okay. Target is no because you get 20 sheets less. Dollar Tree is no because you pay $1.25 when you don't have to. And it's made in India. Five Below is no because you pay $1 when you don't have to. Pen and Gear is no Why? Because it's made in Sri Lanka. Wide rule. You can get the wide rule and college rule from Office Depot for 50 cents. And I'm just throwing this one in to say yay, yes, because it is made in the USA and we don't see that much anymore. All right. Yeah, Dollar Tree has the whitest paper. Let's put these in order by the color of the paper. This has more of a blue tint. This has more of a green tint. What color is that? That's like a yellowish tint. That needs to go back here. All right. So here we are by the color. So the whitest, I think, is the Pen and Gear wide rule. Then this has like a blue tinge to it. This is the Dollar Tree. Then we get to more of a, I don't know, a dusty color. This one is Pen and Gear, made in the USA. The Office Depot has like a greenish blue tint to the paper, but it is white. That's Office Depot. And then Target is kind of an off-whitish color, but it's still close to white. So the one from Five Below has the beigest of the paper. It's really off-white. It's like a grayish, tannish tint to the paper. Hopefully you can see all of that coming through. Again, there's no real way for me to test the quality of the paper other than to say Vietnam, from what I understand, is the best for fountain pens. All right. I know I said a lot and I'm kind of nitpicking. They're all really good options. It just depends on your needs, what you want, what you're willing to pay for, etc., etc. But again, now's the time to shop for your stationery supplies, organization supplies, all that good stuff. So check out your local discount stores. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and you may be interested in this other video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.